reality in this business, sometimes we fail. They don't really get the result they want. You're probably only referring someone if you're happy. We don't make offers to everybody. We want to make you guys happy as and rich as beautiful people. It is time to, oh, you like that? You like the 8-bit little? Yeah, I'm ready to. There's going to be some 8-bit surprises. There's going to be some passive aggressiveness, and there's going to be some y'all being mad at me on this one. It's going to be a lot of fun. Let's talk winners and losers, winning and losing. What the best gym owners on planet Earth are doing that you're not, or that you should be doing, and what the worst gym owners on planet Earth, or at least the ones that we see struggling the most, are doing that you should potentially consider avoiding. Take you down a little road today. Number one, we're going to talk about why this is important and why we exist. Number two, the foundational differences between what we call the top of the mountain folks and the hockey stick growth individuals. You've heard from a few top of the mountain and hockey stick folks today, and the folks that are strugglers. They're stuck, they're struggling, they don't really get the result they want. We're going to talk some tactical stuff. Spoiler alert, this is going to be like 3 seconds. What do we say? No more than 3 minutes at max? Title of my tape? Yeah, it's going to be something like that. And then finally, what to do about this, what to do with this information. So we exist. I was going to do this, put this on the team. Anyone want to give us the mission again, potentially? Our mission, the literal mission statement of Gym Member Machine, is we exist to help gym owners get into their personal end zone and to help them run up the score as high as they damn well please, right? Translation, we want to make you guys happy as and rich as. That's why we exist. We have had the pleasure of working with some of the most successful gym owners on planet Earth over the years. A lot of you, I shouldn't say a lot of you, some of you in this room, a lot of you will soon be joining that club in the coming weeks and months. So we've seen a lot about what winning looks like, who's doing really well, what's similar about those folks. But there's an unfortunate truth and reality in this business. Sometimes we fail. Sometimes the folks we work with don't get the result they want. They're unhappy for whatever reason, they don't make the money they want, and they cancel. The good news for you guys, probably to the extent that we need therapy and in a deeply unhealthy way, is that we take this personally. Kyle and I agonize over every single person that struggles and cancels, and my wife gets pissed at me because I take all of this so basically to heart. The nice thing about our situation, we've had 2% churn, basically at or below 2% churn for about the past 2 years, a little over the past 2 years. To give context to that, I was at a marketing agency event in January. 8-figure, big, huge companies were on the stage bragging about having 15% churn. Translation, those guys are getting about 6 months out of their average client relationships. If you get the data online, you'll see that the average marketing agency gets fired in between 2 and 3 months. 2 months, 3 months and change, etc. We've had 2% churn, which is like 10 times longer client engagement than the average. The good news with that is that we don't see a lot of people cancel all the time. So every time it happens, we're like, what the f happened? What could we have done differently? What were the qualities of this person that if they were a psychopath nut job and it was one of those that we feel good about losing, how do we avoid bringing that person on at all in the first place? So why do we talk about this? Why did I want to make this the focus of the shittiest talk of the day for you guys? Charlie Munger, this is 8-bit Charlie Munger, thanks Canva AI. Charlie Munger says there's the power of inversion. He says, man, just tell me where I'm gonna die and I'll know to never go there, right? So there's power in knowing, hey, this is how you fail. Maybe if you don't do that shit, you'll be f***ing all right. To give context to this, before we get into the real differences between the strugglers and the hockey stickers, some data for you. Give you some, I guess, some juice as to why maybe folks struggle and context of the data. So if we talk to 100 gym owners, we've been making an offer to about 25, 33%, a quarter to a third of the gym owners, fitness pros, et cetera, that we talked to over the course of the past 3 months. We don't make offers to everybody. It's been, what I was saying, it's 25% for the past 3 months. It's been closer to a third over the past year or so. Long story short, we filter out people on the front end. So our criteria for accepting somebody as a client is not that they have a pulse and a credit card. So we're trying to select out of the nut jobs, the psychos, the folks that don't have it. It just doesn't seem like they're going to be able to figure it out. Folks that aren't personality fits, right? So they may be crazy, we're crazy, maybe they're just not our type of crazy and they'd be a better fit somewhere else. But point being, the folks that we are analyzing here, they're making it through a pretty big filter on the front end. Now, of that 25% that we make an offer to, about 80% are going to buy, leaving us 20% of those conversations as buyers. 12 months later, 15.2% of that 100 are going to stay, and 4.8% of those people are going to leave. There's not a lot of people that are gone, right? We get to analyze and look at every situation that sort of goes wrong, right? Interestingly enough, of that 15.2% who stay, we have a 6% referral rate, so we're going to get 14.8% of those folks, 14.8% of that 100 is going to refer somebody. Now, unless you hate the person that you're referring, you're probably only referring someone if you're happy. You're probably only happy if you're doing pretty well and making some money. So we have some data, we have some information on folks that are happy, some folks that are doing incredibly well financially, incredibly well from a growth perspective, and we have a little bit of data from folks that are struggling sort of throughout the process, right? The question with this conversation is, number one, how do we get those of you that are winning to absolutely dominate your markets? And how do we get those of you that are struggling from ever really going further down that path? Insert foundations. So we can probably get 60, 70, 80% of the value of this talk from this little slide here. Anyone know what this is? Familiar with it? Right. Carol Dweck's Growth Mindset. So it's a great book. I might give you the summary right sticking here, but basically Carol posits, her theory is that there are essentially two mindsets, two ways to go about thinking growth in different areas, right? So the fixed mindset individual believes that your abilities, your intelligence, etc., are essentially, it's like your height. Like, I can't go fucking try harder and get taller. It's not going to happen. And so picture everyone in this room, to a certain extent, and really I think to a large extent with all of you, is a growth mindset driven individual. You believe that your abilities can be changed, can be improved over time. The fixed mindset person does not believe that. They think they are what they are. And if that is your belief, you believe your abilities, your intelligence, etc., are fixed, they can't get any better, then you view challenges as a big threat to your identity and your ego. Because challenges, obstacles, are basically opportunities to you being revealed as inadequate, right? They view effort as basically a waste of time. A fixed mindset individual, you guys will see people like this in your life, they'll say, yeah, I didn't really try, right? Why? Because that protects their ego. If I don't try, I'm not going to be revealed as not being good enough, right? On the other side of the coin, the growth mindset driven individual embraces challenges. Challenges, obstacles, they're an opportunity to get better. They're an opportunity to learn. And every time you learn, you improve, your abilities grow. As you grow, you have more success. You're going to run into new challenges. What happens? Oh, great. Here's another obstacle. Here's another opportunity to level up myself in the face of these setbacks, right? The fixed mindset individual will shy away from useful constructive criticism. Why would I want you to give me coaching, give me feedback on something that I can't change? All you're doing is revealing how inadequate I am. The growth mindset individual views coaching and feedback as a vehicle to accelerate their growth. A pretty powerful thing, right? Big difference. Growth mindset driven individuals will find empowerment and inspiration in the success of others. They're not going to look at Cody going from 12K to 800 right this year as a threat. They're going to say, gosh, maybe if he can do it, maybe I can do it.